What's up, everybody? I'm Alex.
I'm Marco.
And we're the Valle brothers.
And this week we are wine tasting in the Valley de Guadalupe,
Baja California,
Mexico. The Valle de Guadalupe is one of the best open secrets in Mexico. Just 2 hours south of the US-Mexican border, the Valle makes the best wine in Mexico, but gets just a handful of visitors.
That's partly because Mexico is more known for its tequila than its wine, but it's also because of the brutal drug war of the last 10 years, which, understandably, scared a lot of tourists away from Baja California.
But things have changed. The drug war has calmed down, the number of wineries in the Valle has doubled, and good wine has attracted some of Mexico's top chefs, who've become international ambassadors for the so-called Baja Med cuisine.
We didn't need any more convincing, so we linked up with San Diego-based Angel Miron from Let's Go Clandestino Tours, who offered to show us what makes the Valle de Guadalupe one of the premier food and drink destinations in Latin America. We visited in the off-season, just before Christmas, and crossed the border at dawn. So we started with breakfast.
Angel tells us this is the best breakfast place in all of Baja. Is that true?
I think so. It's my favorite.
What's it
that
called?
That counts for anything. It's called La Cocina de Doña Estela.
Vamos.
The one-room, family-run cantina was a reminder of the Valle's unpretentious roots, serving up simple yet delicious birria and chilaquiles that gave us a good foundation for the sophisticated meals to come.
And a good base for soaking up all that wine we planned on drinking.
Haven't even finished breakfast, got the first stain of the day, and something tells me it's not going to be the last.
But before we started boozing, we took a stroll around Doña Estela's place to get a taste of the Valle's rustic charm. Hola! One thing about Mexico is that there is always a bigger dog. Like this guy right here. Yo. You're a nice guy too, aren't you? Okay. All right, you guys, we just got to the Valle de Guadalupe. It's a beautiful day here, and we're at Lechuza Winery.
Angel says he's got mad respect for this winery. It's one of the up-and-coming places here, so we're gonna try some wine and meet the owners.
Vámonos.
Wine was first brought to the Valle by Dominican missionaries from Spain and later developed by Russian Moluccan immigrants. But more recent newcomers are from France, Italy, or in the case of Ray and Patty Magnuson, California.
Instead of going north to California's wine region, Napa Valley, Ray and Patty headed south to Mexico.
They're part of a new wave of innovators, creating a cross-border culture around food and drink in northern Mexico.
Cheers.
Most Americans, when they think of wine country, they're thinking of Napa.
Sure.
What do you think that's changing now? More Americans coming down here? Like,
We're different than Napa. I think we're very special. I love what's going on here. I love the rusticness of it. You know, I mean, you have to kind of know where you're going. It's not like you're driving down the Silverado Trail and you can just pull in and you're going to have a wine tasting. But we've got all of these great people that are passionate about making wine. I mean, you'll find a bunch of folks in this valley that will spend their very last dime to make sure that they've got the absolute best wine that they can make.
yeah, you can see the efforts are paying off in the glass in my hand right now.
Cheers. This is the idea.
Good stuff. It's not mouthwash.
Eso es la idea.
After some wine and appetizers, it was time for the main course. Lunch at Corazón de la Tierra, a symbol of the gastronomic revolution hot on the tails of the Valle's burgeoning wine scene.
The restaurant is just down the valley on the property of La Villa del Valle, a 6-room hacienda overlooking a winery, an organic farm, and the restaurant itself, which was recently named one of the top 50 in Latin America.
Head chef Diego Hernandez Baquedano is part of a handful of Baja Californian chefs who have made their food famous around the world. So we sat down to ask him why the Valle had become a rising region of Mexican cuisine.
For a long time, the best restaurants in Mexico were French, and now Mexican restaurants are the top restaurants in the country. And this all happened when Mexican chefs started to own their own restaurants.
Well, what makes this region so cool is there's a lot of fresh produce, right? You got seafood, and you guys have like, talk about farm to table, that's the farm right there.
Yeah.
It's not a theory, you guys are really doing it in everyday life, you know?
I think it has a lot to do with first the geography.
Yeah.
We are rich in ingredients and biodiversity. Second, the culture. This is a land where a lot of migration happens. This mix of cultures give the Baja cuisine its own taste. What is Baja? This is who we are proud of it.
Oh. Speaking of that, I think we should do a cheers, bro.
A cheers.
And we should-
Oysters, cheers.
An oysters cheers.
Look at this, dude. It's going in my mouth. Cheers, bro.
This is Baja cuisine.
That is the most amazing oyster combination I've ever had in my life. Wow.
Oh yeah. But food is only part of the story at the Villa del Valle, which is also home to the Venacava winery, a bodega carved into the hillside and roofed with upside-down boats.
It's a style that's been dubbed the hippest winery in Mexico. So we asked owner Phil Gregory what he thought about the praise.
I think it's pretty cool. I prefer to look at it like that. When Alejandro da Costa, the architect, designed and built this winery for me, I had asked him for something funky, and I got funky. Here on this property, we have things that stemmed from the desire that my wife and I had to know what we were eating, to enjoy what we were eating, to be eating really wonderful things. And the same applied very quickly to what we were drinking. Our wines are a little bit unusual. They're very high quality, and they're made by people who they're thinking with their hearts and their souls, not necessarily just with their minds. There's a lot going on here. It's a really nice place to be.
We couldn't agree more, so we asked Angel what he thought about the Valle's future. Where do you see the Valle going in the next 10 years? Like, it's doubled in size in the last 10 years, but in the next 10 years, what's going to happen?
It's going to be probably the #1 destination in all of Mexico as a hotel destination, food destination, and for the wine as well.
I can imagine that in 10 years, it's going to change a bit. So if you're watching now, you got to get down here while it's still all rootsy.
We're so lucky. We live literally an hour from here. I feel like so few people actually know about the Valle. Why do you think that is?
Because people are still somewhat afraid of traveling into Mexico by themselves. They need a little push to find out for themselves.
We'd seen quite a bit, but to wrap up the night, Angel took us to a posada, a Mexican holiday fiesta, held at Deckman's El Mogor, a country kitchen in a winery run by Drew Deckman, an American chef who came to Baja California by way of Berlin.
But for such a global chef, the food was entirely local. Grilled quail from the Valle, lamb chops and heirloom veggies from the farm itself, and oysters from Baja's nearby Pacific coast.
This is out of control. I have no idea how we ended up here. It's all because of Angel. What a pleasant ending to an amazing day. Quail? Come on. Quail? Sorted. I'm gonna go feast right now. After he finished grilling, we asked Drew what advice he had for people thinking about coming to the Valle de Guadalupe.
This is one of the coolest, most progressive food places and wine places and beer places in the world that nobody knows about. So if you have to even put it in question, this is probably not the place for you. This is where it's happening, man.
Hey, well, thank you for having us.
No, dude, enjoy. We're gonna be here at least until the cops come.
Cool.
And then if we can get
Well,
them
the
to
cops are
drink,
gonna come?
then they'll stay. And then the party will keep going. The cop.
All right, guys, it's been an amazing day here in the Valley de Guadalupe. This place is really, really cool, but the roads are super complicated. So make sure you look up Angel for Let's Go Clandestino tours, because otherwise you're gonna be lost out here for hours.
Perdidos. As always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for new travel videos every Tuesday, every martes. Feliz Navidad.
Cheers. For food and drink from Baja California, click the video on the left. It's the new Tijuana Gastronomy and Craft Beer.
The video on the right is a different take on Mexico, the opposite side of the country, Cancun, scuba diving, and Maya culture.